second of rain.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Homework Genius. In this video, I'm going to show you how to simplify trigonometric expressions. So below, here are some trig identities. We have our reciprocal identities, and we have our Pythagorean identities. These formulas are going to be useful to help us simplify. Let's try an example. So we are given cosine t plus tangent t times sine t, and we are told to simplify. So the first thing we can do here is replace this tangent with, if you look up at our reciprocal identities here, tan x can be expressed as sine over cosine. So let's go ahead and replace that tan. So we have cosine t plus, and instead of that tan t, we'll put sine t over cosine t times sine t. So now let's multiply that through. So we have cosine t plus sine t times sine t is sine squared t over cosine t. Now let's add that through. To do that, we need to find common denominators. So since we just have cosine t here on the bottom, we can multiply this cosine t by cosine t on the top and bottom here. Let's multiply through. So we have cosine t times cosine t is cosine squared t over cosine t plus sine squared t over cosine t. So now we have a common denominator, so we can go ahead and add those numerators up. So we have cosine squared t plus sine squared t over that common denominator of cosine t. So we have this cosine squared t plus sine squared t in the numerator, and if we look up at our Pythagorean identities over here, we are told that sine squared x plus cosine squared x equals 1. So we can replace this cosine squared plus sine squared with a 1. So let's write that as 1 over cosine t. And according to our reciprocal identities up here, 1 over cosine equals secant. So now we can just write that as secant t. And that's our solution. Let's go ahead and try another problem. So we are told to simplify sine theta over cosine theta plus cosine theta over 1 plus sine theta. Let's start by adding them through. To do that, we need to find a common denominator. Since these denominators have nothing in common, let's go ahead and multiply both sides by the top and bottom of the opposite denominator. So let's start by multiplying sine theta over cosine theta times 1 plus sine theta over 1 plus sine theta plus cosine theta over 1 plus sine theta times cosine theta over cosine theta. Let's go ahead and multiply those out. So we have sine theta times 1, which is sine theta, plus sine theta times sine theta is sine squared theta over cosine theta times 1 plus sine theta, plus cosine theta times cosine theta is cosine squared theta over cosine theta times 1 plus sine theta. Now that we have a common denominator, let's go ahead and add those numerators through. So we have sine theta plus sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta all over cosine theta times 1 plus sine theta. And we notice here in the numerator we have sine squared theta plus cosine squared theta. And if we look up at our Pythagorean identities, we are told here that sine squared plus cosine squared equals 1. So we can go ahead and replace this sine squared plus cosine squared with 1. So let's write this as sine theta plus 1 over cosine theta times 1 plus sine theta. And we notice here that the numerator is sine theta plus 1 cancels out with that 1 plus sine theta in the denominator. So let's cancel those out and write it as 1 over cosine theta. And according to our reciprocal identities, 1 over cosine equals secant. So we can write this as secant theta. And that is our solution. Here's the full problem so you can screenshot it for your notes. I hope this video helped. Let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments below. Thanks for watching.